Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going over the top 5 best guns in Delta Force Warfare. This is going to be my top 5 list for Season 5. It's going to be real exciting, and be sure to stick around to find out what is number 1. I want to go over the meta in Delta Force and the truth about Delta Force. Be sure to comment down below your top 5 guns in the game. Let's get into it. Delta Force Warfare is very loosely defined in terms of the meta. You can get away with using 60 to 70% of the guns in this game and still top frag. So really, regardless of what I say, what other streamers or people say, you need to do the testing and research and find which gun you perform best with. I think my top 5 is actually really solid. I think a lot of you guys are going to agree with this. Might be some differences here and there, but I'm excited to see what you guys think in the comments. All right, so now let's get into the fun part. Let's talk about the guns. On my list, it's number 5, but it is my number 1 favorite gun to use this season. Why do I love it so much? My favorite things about it? Probably just how well of an all-around rifle it is. When I use this thing, I feel confident in the long range. Like, I'll chow people at 70 meters, I'll chow snipers with it. Sometimes I lose, sometimes I win, but it just feels really good at the long range. The mid-range, it's always performed insanely well in, and then even close range, you can still outgun SMGs with it, and it's very dynamic, so you can adjust your playstyle on the fly with this thing, which I really like. Sometimes you need to play back on a head glitch and get a pick before you can cross. This gun can do it. Sometimes you need to chow people mid-range off a head glitch or play anchor on sight, watch a different LOS. This gun can do it. So that's why I love the QBZ so much. It's very dynamic. When we take a deeper look at the hit count, which is really important, 41 headshot, that's pretty solid. And then 26 thorax. Everywhere else you're hitting 22. So pretty consistent with the hits, and you're basically rewarded for chest hit and headshot. That's pretty solid. We have really strong range here. Another thing about the QBZ that's good, I like that you can build it 45 mag very comfortably, and then you could build laser 30 mag builds with it when you really just want to get those long range picks or not lose anything at the mid range. QBZ can do it. So this is going to be my number 5 pick, but it is my number 1 favorite gun to use this season 5. Let's get into number 4. All right, guys, number 4 on the list is going to be the AKM. And me personally, I don't like the AKM too much, but it just got such a dominant buff recently that it's too good not to have on a meta list. I think it may have one of the fastest TTKs in the game now because 600 RPM and it hits for a 34 in the thorax, everywhere else 26, and then a 49 headshot multiplier. So it really is just a wild damage machine. I will say, if you feel like you struggle to use the AKM or feel like you lose a lot of your 1v1 gunfights, if you're running a 40 mag, drop it to the 30. Just run a 30 mag on it. You'll probably see a lot more success with this gun. I prefer to build it as a close range aggressive hipfire build as opposed to a build like this, a traditional kind of beam style stability AR. Both builds feel good, but again, I'm just not really that much of an AKM enjoyer anymore. I used to be. I was loving the AKM a while ago when it was actually kind of bad. It was just fun to use because there was a bit of a skill ceiling on the gun. I made a video on it like last October saying it was underrated, and yeah, so it's just too good to not include on a top 5 meta list. But me personally, I prefer a lot of other guns over this AKM. It's still really good. It's fun to use every now and again, and you're definitely going to want to give it a run a couple times in season 5. You may love it, you may hate it. Let's hop into number 3. All right, guys, hopping into number 3 on the list. I don't know how this crazy skin got on here. It looks like a, I don't know, it's very gold. So the PTR is a beast, and I love this thing. I prefer it way over the AKM. What do I like about the PTR so much? Well, in a straight up 1v1, it's going to be hard to lose. This gun feels super good. And why does it feel so good? Well, you have a 632 RPM, which isn't slow, it isn't fast, but it's solid. And for its RPM, it does a lot of damage. If you're aiming above the waist, you're doing 28, and then you get a 53 headshot. Consider how high those damage numbers are. Often people aren't 100 HP, and if you're doing this much damage with a 632 RPM, you're gonna pick up a lot of kills. You definitely want to avoid the legs because you get penalized for 22 damage. And I don't think a lot of people know this, but it is the same recoil pattern as the M4. The only thing why the M4 and the PTR feel different is because of the rate of fire. So it's the same path, but the M4 is 800 RPM. And the other thing I love about the PTR is the attachment list. So there's plenty good barrels and plenty of good stocks. Actually, a lot of really good stocks that help with firing, stability, and control. So you can really turn this thing into a beam. And it's just a fun gun to use. You can get creative with the builds. It's good long range, close range, or excuse me, mid range. Close range, it's okay, but there's better guns close range. It's just a little slow rate of fire. But either way, this gun's super good and you guys are definitely gonna want to check it out. It is my favorite hard-hitting gun in the game over stuff like the M7, the SCAR, the AKM. It's also available on Recon, which is a massive buff, although you know, that doesn't really affect the gun itself. It's just Recon and Support are such broken players where if a gun is offered on that class as well, the gun instantly becomes better. So PTR is great. Let's get into number 2. All right, so number 2, the best AR for me in season 5 is the AK-12. Why do I love the AK-12 so much? It is just the most silky smooth, buttery gun to shoot in the game, in my opinion, and it is just so satisfying to get the kills. You can laser at long range. It feels really good in the mid range. It feels good with a 30 mag. It feels good with a 45 mag. 735 RPM. Like I said earlier, my sweet spot that I know across all FPS titles, I like 700 RPM guns, and this falls right beautifully almost in the center at 735. This is a pretty balanced build. For example, 73, 51, 58, 35 meters of range, and a 45 mag. That's a pretty well balanced all around AR. Another thing about the AK-12 are these hit counts. You're doing 24 damage everywhere, and if you notice this on a gun where every hitbox, obviously we're not counting the head because head in most games you're obviously going to get a multiplier bonus for hitting the head, but every body and limb, if it's equivalent damage, that's a massive buff because you essentially don't need to be accurate anymore. All you need to do is hit your shots. You don't need to worry about, am I hitting chest or limb? No. As long as your bullets are connecting, you're doing maximum damage potential, and that makes the gun a lot more noob friendly. And then for good players, it just makes TTK a lot faster because you don't need to be accurate. You just hit your shots and it's GG. So that's why the AK-12 specifically feels so good, and it's why it's my favorite AR this season. That was number 2. What do you guys think is number 1? Let's take some guesses here. Could be what? CI19? Maybe the AUG? Maybe it's like a shocker and I'm like, ooh, the AUG is my number 1. Maybe it's the M7, the SCAR. Ooh, what about the QCQ or the Vitsiaz? Those are both insanely good. What if I told you it's the CAR 15? I would be lying because it's the SMG 45. Big shocker. So SMG 45, it's going to be my number 1. I know, how boring. I think everyone kind of knows this is the best gun in the game. I didn't use it a whole lot in the closed alpha. I don't even think I max leveled it in the closed alpha, but since launch, regular launch, it's just been GG's. This gun's insanely overpowered. TTK on it isn't the best, but what's the best about it? It's just an effortless gun to use. You don't really need to try, and you get insane range, essentially 0 recoil, 0 firing stability. You get high movement, you get a 40 mag, and you can use it with the best operators in the game. So although the best operators in the game, it's kind of a stretch to say that makes the gun better. It doesn't buff the stats of the gun directly, but it will buff the performance of the gun because you can use it with the best operators and their abilities are broken and it just makes the gun better. The SMG 45, it's just hard to beat. Insane attachment options. You can build it long range. Actually really enjoy it with this new 2X. It feels crazy good with the 2X on there. So the SMG 45, is it a gun I'd recommend people to use? I don't know. I mean, if you want to, yeah, go for it. It's no one's fault for using this gun. I always feel a little dirty when I'm using it. I'm like, oh, this is messed up. But again, it's not our fault as the players. It's the game wants this gun to be good. Be mad at the game, not the player. Do I enjoy using the SMG 45? Yes, it's fun, but I try to limit how much I use it just because it's a bit cheesy, you know? If I die to someone using the AKM, I'm like, okay, that's, you know, respect right there. They can control recoil and stuff. When I die to the SMG 45, I'm like, okay. Not that it matters, it's just a funny thing I'm saying. So either way, the SMG 45 is my number 1. Big shocker. And let me know, guys, what's your number 1? What do you think of my list? Or drop your top 5 down below in the comments. I'm excited to hear what you guys think. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good rest of your day.